annual conference at the United Nations headquarters in Vienna, Austria, and it highlights the best practices, programs, and services for people with disabilities from around the world. In today's Lunch and Learn, we'll be joined by the founder of the Zero Project, Mr. Martinessel, and the director and executive director of the Zero Project, Mr. Michael Fembek. They'll both be here to share their passion and purpose about their vision for a world without barriers. I'm excited that you can hear from them, and I hope that you'll enjoy their presentation. I also hope that you'll be able to join us as we continue to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act. We'll have future presentations and programs in the next couple weeks that will touch on many different subject matters that I hope that you will find insightful and enjoyable. Please enjoy today's presentation with Michael Fembek and Martin Essel. Have a great day.
Okay, I think we're all here. Hi, Martin. Good to see you.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. So I think first we could start with some introductions. So I'll just introduce myself, and we're doing a visual description of ourselves for our participants. So my name is Katherine Johnson. I am a female in my mid-50s, proudly so. I have short red hair, green glasses, and a light sweater on because it's a beautiful, bright, sunny day in Minnesota. Martin, could you introduce yourself, please?
Absolutely. Hello to all of you. I'm Martin from Austria, a tiny country in Europe. We have hot summertime now. It's evening, but it's still pretty warm. I'm in the end 50s, also have glasses, black glasses, gray hairs, unfortunately. I'm married with a fantastic wife, Gerda, and we have 4 kids. And I'm so happy to join you today for the webinar. Welcome all.
Thank you. Dr. Knopf?
Hi, I'm Amy Aber-Knopf, and I am a white female with gray short hair. I have a black sleeveless shirt on. I'm sitting outside, and hopefully you won't hear the road construction that's right next door. And I have purple cat-eye glasses on. And I'm so excited to see you again, Martin. I just wanted to come on and say hello and say that we're really excited about the Zero Project in February at the United Nations in Vienna.
Thank you.
Excellent. So Martin, we wanted to introduce our participants a little bit more to how we got to know each other. And it was through the Harkin Institute, so we were thankful for that introduction by Joseph Jones. When you had come to the United States for some of those conferences in Washington, D.C. And then Amy and I had the opportunity to come to Vienna and join in and experience the Zero Project Conference in Vienna. And so it's an amazing journey that you've had, and the impact and the significance, you know, goes beyond borders. And it just is such an impact on so many people's lives. What I was really impressed upon was how you really are very diligent, you and your organization, in highlighting best practices globally. And we're looking forward to hearing more about that in the areas of accessibility, education and employment, political involvement and inclusion. And so all of those areas are so significant and important to people with disabilities. So thanks again for joining us today. Dr. Knopf, did you want to share just a few more words to welcome Martin?
Yes, I just wanted to say I'm so thankful and grateful that Kathy and I have had the ability to be invited to the Zero Project Conference. We know it's an invite-only conference, so we feel very honored that we've been able to be participants and learn from people from around the world. And we're also so very thankful that we were able to bring 3 students with us this last February. And actually Kat was one of the students that Caitlin was one of the students that we brought with us. So she was able to experience what the Zero Project is. And so we're so excited that she's our moderator, and will be asking you questions today. The other two students that came with us are also on the webinar today. They're viewing as participants, so we're just excited to be with you, continue to partner, and to share all the great projects that we have learned about at the Zero Project here in the US. And in fact, I just wanted to briefly tell you that we have just wrote a grant to try to bring LeVox to St. Cloud State University and to the state of Minnesota. So we're so excited and hopeful that we're able to partner with Carlos to bring his amazing project to Minnesota.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, it's
Great.
that part of the networking that I know you'll be sharing. So that's wonderful. And then also for our participants who are here, some of them have been joining on Wednesday nights where we have discussions about deaf education and employment in China. Martin also came to China with us and visited some of our partner universities and attended our conference and is very supportive of that work too, for which we're also very thankful. So thank you, Martin, for being here. And Caitlin, I think it's time for you to shine, girl. Thank you so much, Martin.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you at the end.
Thank you. So I'm Caitlin, and I will be your student facilitator today. So I have some questions for Martin, and then after we're done, we will have question and answer if there's time left. So if any of our participants have any questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A. I'll also give a description of myself. I am a white female. I have long blonde hair, and I'm wearing a black shirt with a white cardigan. So we'll start off with our first question. Could you please tell us about the Essel Foundation and the history of the Zero Project?
Yeah, certainly. Thank you, Kat and Catherine and Amy for the wonderful opportunity you give to me to speak to you today. This is really fantastic. And having a look at the event calendar and seeing the names of the previous fellow presenters, I really feel honored to join and to be part of this amazing ability activities. At first, I want to congratulate you all on the 30th anniversary of the American Disability Act and the initiative to organize 30 webinars in this occasion. The ADA was a landmark legislation for the United States and a very important foundation of the UN CRPD, the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, which has passed 14 years ago. They have had an enormous impact in the sense that it demonstrates commitment to the full civil and human rights of persons with disabilities, and it's outlawed discrimination against them. I think we can all agree when I say that the ADA has arguably been the most important legislation, not only for the United States, but also for many other countries all over the world, as it paved the way for so many important legislation models to come. The ADA and UN CRPD share common goals, and that are a world without barriers and to leave nobody behind. With the Zero Project, the Essel Foundation has committed itself to supporting the goals of the UN CRPD, and therefore the Zero Project is proud to cooperating with the American community in so many ways. The corona pandemic shows that we can only meet the enormous challenges together. Overcoming them is the chance of a new renaissance, a rebirth with great prospects. In the 17th century, Europe has downtrodden by pestilential. After society has vanquished the pain, not only new hygiene standards were established, but the creativity and innovation process led to the Renaissance, bringing prosperity for more than a century to Europe. If we together act wisely, the world will open up completely new opportunities for us and the coming generations. To do this, we must take into account all the framework conditions in transnational rebuilding, such as climate change, prudential use of resources, societal solidarity, use of new technologies like digitalization, hand in hand with accessibility. With such a common vision, we can look confidentially into the future with joy. But realizing this, we need all talents and excellences from all over the world, from all people with and without disabilities globally. Now, let me kindly introduce myself to you. I'm Martinessel, a member of the Essel family, which is an entrepreneur and art collection family in Austria. We used to own Baumax, one of the biggest DIY store chains around building materials and gardening in Austria and Central and Eastern Europe. Similar to Home Depot or Lowe's in the United States. Most recently, we have donated the Essel collection of modern art, an important collection of Austrian art since World War II, and a significant collection of international contemporary art to the renowned Albertina Museum, where art lovers now can enjoy our art pieces of the collection in the new Museum of Albertina Modern. As for the Essel Foundation, I initiated this non-for-profit organization together with my wife Gerda and our 4 children in 2007 for social purposes and scientific research. Its mission is to support social innovation, social entrepreneurship, and persons with disabilities. After we had to hand over our retailing company in 2015, I pledged to split not just my assets, but also to donate half of my entrepreneurial life and time. This, together with a marvelous team and a worldwide unique network of innovators, experts, and supporters, I feel blessed to be part of a movement called the Zero Project, changing the world together with you all. I thought I will spend the next few minutes in telling you more about the Zero Project and future plans that lie ahead of us. In the past 10 years, we have developed the Zero Project, which has become a global network for innovation of around 5,000 experts. Together with them, and having developed a unique methodology to finding, researching, exploring, and communicating innovative solutions, we continuously aim to support the implementation of the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. You might be wondering how a small Austrian family foundation like ours come to create such a project. When Michael Fembek and I first started creating the Zero Project in 2008, At the time, the UN CRPD was just born and Austria just had ratified it that year. We had a lot of discussions nationally and internationally and discovered that there was a huge gap existing. On the one hand, we had the clearly defined mission of the UN CRPD, which is to have an inclusive education system, an inclusive labor market, independent living and political participation, as well as accessibility. But nobody knew how a fully inclusive school or an inclusive labor market worked, and what being accessible or living independently really meant in this context. On the other hand, through our global research, we found an incredible wealth of innovative solutions that were exemplary, but nobody seemed to know of them. We realized that by connecting these two worlds, incredible things could happen. Therefore, since 2013, we are trying to bridge the gap here with the Zero project. Therefore, let me share some insights with you. The Zero project network comprises some 5,000 experts, both with and without disabilities, and organizations from 180 countries around the world. Together with the continuously growing network, the Zero project seeks to identify the most innovative and effective policies and practices that improve the lives of persons with disabilities. And we are determined to tell the world about those innovative practices and policies. Each year, the Zero project focuses its research on a particular theme from the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, publishes the Zero project report based on this theme, and organizes the Zero project conference around its result. Held at the UN in Vienna, this event typically brings together some 800 delegates from more than 80 countries. So far, the first question.
Thank you for that information. That's very interesting. So my next question is, the Zero project has accomplished so much since your beginning. You are now hosting an annual Zero project conference at the UN that has 4 themes: employment, education, independent living, and political participation and accessibility. Can you expand on each of these themes and the outcomes you have seen through the conference at the UN?
Yes, absolutely. You have mentioned it already. The 4-year research circle covers 4 key topics of the UN CRPD, that is employment, accessibility, independent living and political participation, as well as education. And we believe that the issues of independent living and political participation, accessibility, education, and employment are all so intimately connected and mutually supportive that it is difficult to have one without any of the others. So far, the Zero project research circle has been completed twice with all 4 topics: employment in 2012 and 13 and 2016-17, accessibility 2013-14 and 2017-18, independent living and political participation the following year, 2014, 15 and 18, 19, and inclusive education and ICT in 2015, 16 and 2019 and 20. Altogether, approximately 580 awardees have been selected, researched and published from 2013 to 2020. And the outcomes are presented in different ways. First, the annual Zero Project report presents the innovative practices and policies that have been selected in their approach and to that year's theme based on 3 criteria, that is innovation, impact, and scalability. Second, the Zero Project Conference has become one of the most important meeting points for this community of innovators, politicians, UN and NGO organizations, mentors and foundations that be inspired by new approaches each year. Those behind the innovative practices and policies present their solutions to their peers involved in the world of disabilities. They also receive the Zero Project Award for the incredible work they have done, helping them to raise their profile, network, and to inspire others. Some of the other outcomes we have reached throughout these 4 years research circle and the conferences are invitation to several international conferences, among these side events at the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, the Conference of State Parties, the COSP in New York. We got the opportunity to go into fruitful partnerships and co-created projects, for example, with the European Foundation Center, with Ashoka, with Fundación Descúbreme from Chile, and UN organizations. The implementation of regional Zero Project Austria conferences organized in all capital cities of Austria country states, jointly with regional partners and politicians, to support employment with best practice solutions, and realizing publications such as the Handbook on Independent Living in German language, our first almanac, the Zero Project analysis on early childhood intervention, and most recently, the accessibility guidelines for conferences. And next year, we will publish our next Zero Project Almanac, summarizing all awarded innovative practices and policies from the very beginning.
Thank you. My next question is, a new area of the Zero Project work is the incredible database that your team has created that has information about all the Zero Project awardees and programs. Can you share more about that and how may be a resource on an international level?
Yes, it would be lovely. Our digitalization project is our new baby. We have started to build the IT platform that connects all of the expertise, experts, nominations, and conferences over the last 8 years. This will help us immensely. And in the future, we hope you too. I think you will agree that together we have created a unique treasure trove of working solutions projects and expert feedback here over the past 8 years. By connecting it all up and opening it up, we intend to add even further value to this treasure over the next 4 years and beyond. Perhaps as importantly, it will also help us to measure our own impact and help us to improve our services to the community. Additionally, we know that this year has changed the conference and event landscape significantly. The next Zero Project Conference will again take place at the UN in Vienna. But this time, we will take hybrid model solutions into consideration to offer people who will not be able to join physically the chance to actively participate. We will also use new implemented technologies and learn a lot from the experiences of the upcoming regional Zero Project Conference in Chile in November 2020, which will take place, unfortunately, just online for the very first time due to COVID-19. This new challenge offers us all again unexpected opportunities to give significantly more interested people the chance to participate. This will all play a role into the digitalization program and our future plans.
That's a great way to get everybody involved. My next question is, what is your vision for the Zero Project, and what are your future plans for the Zero Project?
Yes, we believe that sticking to our mission remains of vital importance. And this often requires us making some significant strategic decisions about future developments. The first example is the joint venture, the Zero Project Impact Transfer Program, that we initiated together with Ashoka, a worldwide network of social entrepreneurs, and Fundación Descúbreme, our strategic partner in Chile. Each year, 10 innovative practices are carefully selected. And over the course of the program, the selected initiatives receive training, mentoring, tailored support, networking, and visibility to further replicate their innovation and impact in other geographies in collaboration with local replication partners. The goal is to make these initiatives ready for replication, to connect them with relevant replicant partners, and to further support the replication through the Zero Project Impact Transfer alumni community. To date, we supported already 31 social innovators, and next year our first 4-year circle will be completed. The second example is the path we are taking forward in Latin America and the decision to regionalize the Zero Project for the very first time. Here we have found a wonderful strategic and financial partner. I've mentioned them already, and established an excellent partnership with Fundación Descúbreme in Chile to take our path to Latin America. In doing so, we have the ability to reach some 500 million Spanish-speaking persons in their mother tongue. We have not yet reached to date. Internationally, the Zero project will continue to build on its strengths and develop them further by first strengthening our cooperation with supranational organizations. And therefore, in 2019, last year, we established a cooperation with the ITU, the International Telecommunication Union, in building a special curation program for innovators and inventors like startups, small enterprises, or research organizations that are actively engaged in the development of digital innovative solutions throughout Europe. This program is conducted within the framework of the ITU Regional Initiative of Europe on ICT accessibility. And of course, with the digitalization strategy we have talked about earlier. To complement our global approach, one of my personal goals has been to use our research and innovators as role models to speed up the innovation process here in Austria. We have developed a number of domestic programs to promote our cause of a world without barriers. In 2020, this year, for the very first time, we co-hosted during our Zero project conference an event at the Austrian Parliament. Excuse me, I have to take water.
Thank you, Martin. Take the time that you need, dear.
Thank you so much.
A lot of amazing information. So please take time for a quick drink. That's just fine.
That's fine.
Yes.
It's not Corona.
No. And we should.
So, in 2020, for the very first time during the Zero Project conference, we celebrated an event at the Austrian Parliament jointly with the President of the Austrian Parliament and an Austrian foundation focusing on innovation in education that the Essel Foundation has co-initiated. This event was designed to promote ICT solutions for more inclusion in the Austrian educational system. It was a big success, so that we were asked by the President of the Austrian Parliament to repeat this every year during the Zero Project conference in the future. Another event was that we, together with Cisco Systems and Cisco Academy, the Austrian vocational schools, the University of Applied Sciences, UNEUM, and employers, we have developed a pilot for inclusive employment in the ICT sector. This we have called the first inclusive ICT Academy as part of a pilot model co-funded by the Ministry of Economic Affairs in Austria. 15 students with 5 different types of disabilities together completed a training course in cybersecurity and data protection. The training was based on a course offering of the Cisco Networking Academy and ended with 2 different Cisco certifications, and 14 out of 15 of the students passed it for the very first time, and most of them got a job within a very short period of time. Finally, as I mentioned before, after donating the Essel collection of modern art to Albertina Museum, we are now creating with them a program to make the communication of art more inclusive by training staff with various forms of disabilities and providing employment opportunities for guiders with disabilities. Yeah.
Thank you. There's so much great information. I just have one final question. It seems that a key area of strength of the Zero Project is maximizing networking. What advice do you have for the next generation of young leaders with disabilities for strengthening their own networking to advance their organization of their work?
Mm-hmm. Yes, networking is critical to leadership. And effective leader understands that networking is very important. As such, building, maintaining, and interacting with your network should be a key component. A few things I can think of are: be curious, be open to change, which opens up ways and possibilities that you might have not been able to see, especially for persons with disabilities. Make use of all innovation networks like the Zero Project and others to connect with like-minded people, innovators, and thought leaders from within their industries to bring together as many diverse voices as possible and facilitate the free exchange of ideas. Hopefully this will help all of you.
Yes, thank you. So next we will move to our question and answer. I see that we do have a few questions for you. So this one comes from Steve Anderson, and it says, Martin, thank you for being here today. It's great having you here. You may have answered this already, so I apologize ahead of time. As a person with a disability, I'm curious as to what caused your family foundation to make such an amazing commitment to the worldwide disability community.
Yeah, I think I have answered this already. It was very important for us to find a new way, a new approach to bring into this community and innovation. You found through my words also something about the history of the Zero Project. We made a lot of researches. What is needed? We didn't want to give information everybody knows, but which is new. And this was the that we found out that innovation is very important. This is also from my entrepreneurial time. I know exactly that if you are not innovative, your company will be gone and surpassed by all the competitors. And therefore, if you find new solutions, you can be very successful. And in the group of people with disabilities, nobody knew from each other in the past, you know. And we opened, we are trying to open up this door so that all the innovations should be open to everybody, so that everybody can have a bonus out of this. And my wish is that we will find new innovations also in the future, especially in times like Corona, where so many things have changed and we have to refurbish our new house, you know, of society with the new technologies like digitalization. if we connect digitalization and accessibility together and integrate these ideas into society and into each country, we could have an enormous benefit after Corona, and see a revival, you know, and a rebirth, a renaissance for and the future for the next generations, and hope for the next generation. Don't just look at the bad things and the terrible things. We all the medias are full of that. It depresses so many people, you know, if you just think of the bad things. But let's look in the future. What can we learn from this new experience? How can we cooperate globally to lead the world to a new perspective, so that nobody is left behind, and we all have a vision, a common vision to leave a footstep in what way ever it is possible for us. And I want to engage and to motivate all of you, the young women and men with new and fresh ideas. If you have a disability or not, it doesn't matter, you know. You are needed for the world, and you are needed. And please integrate your talent and your abilities you have, so that we together can refurbish and recreate a new vision of the future.
Thank you. The next question is from Vivian, and she said, can you tell us a little about the artwork behind you? Is the current Zero project regarding the Corona art competition due in August 30th, 2020, only open to Austria's artists?
Yeah, this is an artwork I bought last year. No, in spring of this year, from a German painter, a female painter, and this is I have decided to hang it in my office room. Why? Because it gives me so much silence, you know, the Corona and all the challenges keeps me moving, you know, and this situation with water and with trees and with sun keeps me bring me down, you know, and help me to be in a good mood. But I will now, as you are interested in art, I will give you an impression of another artwork. I will show it to you here. And this is a very special accessible art work done by an Austrian artist. And this here you can see the human dignity is inviolable. This is the first sentence of the Convention of Europe from many after World War II. And this is in all European languages, and it is done by plaster, and it was burned after it was shot. You will see here each figure shoot it 20 times, you know, that you can see this A here. Yeah, and if you take your finger, the finger will be blooded, you know, because it's so sharp, you know. But the accessible part of this you will see here, and this is Braille. And the only language which softens your skin, if you look at it, is this Braille interpretation of this first sentence. You know?
Martin, would you be able to describe the artwork for our blind participants?
Excuse me?
Can you describe the artwork for the blind
You can do
participants?
it for me because it's not my mother tongue, the English.
Yes, I'll help with that, Martin.
Yes, please.
So Martin has behind him a piece of artwork. I believe it's on metal, Martin, and it has long, about 1 foot to 2 foot pieces of metal that are on top of each other. And each of the metal pieces is black, but it has, in different European languages, the first...
Actually, it's terracotta. It's actually burnt terracotta, you know?
Black copper, okay. And
Terracotta.
okay. And each of the European languages is written out in a very hard print, or what you said shooting, Martin. Was it actually shot like a gun?
With a pistol. It was shot by the artist from behind.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. So when your fingers go over the letters that were shot by a gun to form the letters, it's very...
And then burned. And then burned. And therefore it's very sharp in this.
Very, very sharp. So the words really hurt your fingers and will make them bloody, is what Martin said. The only one is the bottom row is in Braille.
No, it's not bottom, it's actually the middle.
Oh, it's the middle from where I saw. In the middle is the Braille. And when your fingers run over the Braille, it is light to the touch. And so it's the only language that does not harm the human body when reading that with your fingers. Was that okay, Martin?
Thank you so much, Catherine.
Yep.
And what the artist wanted to say, that words can hurt everybody. But the accessible language, Braille, doesn't hurt, but soften your skin. And isn't that a fantastic symbol?
Yeah.
And I asked, and this artwork I bought 5 years ago, is now in my office. And I asked, I offered to the president of the Austrian Parliament to donate this artwork to the Austrian Parliament, which is now under construction and will be renovated till 2022 or 23. They will be finished. And he accepted my donation, and it will be presented in the main hall of the Austrian Parliament with the main sentence of the convention, of the European Convention. Isn't that fantastic? Yeah. The human dignity is irrevocable.
It is beautiful, Martin. Thank you for sharing that, especially with our participants today.
Yeah, and if you, do we have some time? If you have 5 minutes, if you give me 5 minutes, I will give you an information of a new project I'm now working for.
Okay.
Caitlin,
is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
We give that information to you, but I will do. I was so blessed that the Zero Project conference could take place at the end of February this year. After we finished the Zero Project conference in the United Nations in Vienna, the United Nations closed their doors. And we could handle the conference without any ill guys. And it could have been a super spreader of Corona without God's help. And therefore I am so thankful and so happy that I thought because of my thankfulness that nothing happened with all my friends, 850 people from 80 countries.
We were there.
And some of them are here.
Yes, some of us are here.
Who joined us. Thank you so much for that. But because I am so thankful, I asked an Austrian artist to create a landmark, a Corone, the first Corone landmark of Austria. And this is the Corone landmark. It's a lemniscate. It's 5 meters high, and it's like an 8, the number 8, and out from this 8 is there is a room inside, you know, and this is now done in timber, in wood, and have 7 seals. And the seals are done by wood from Ischgl, and Ischgl is a very famous skiing village in Austria, where the first super spreader took place in Austria. And it took place and spread out throughout Europe. And therefore, we did this at first in timber. And this artwork is now standing in Salzburg, where we are celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Salzburger Festspiele, of the festivals, music festivals in Salzburg, 100 years. And I asked them to be part of this anniversary. And here you see in this photo, you see here the lemniscate, 5 meters high, and in between there is a guy. And this is a very famous German artist, you know, and he did a performance within this lemniscate, and we asked young artists to perform within this festival time, within August, to do their artists' performances, because all the Austrian artists, I think it's the same in your country, they are suffering because they have no opportunity to raise money and to present their art. And we have now we asked them to do this, and a jury will find out the best solutions in musician, in literature, in dancing, and this is also, of course, accessible. All artworks I'm working with are all accessible. And after the 100th anniversary of the festival, this artwork will be finished and will be established in a very important place in Vienna. And please be with me. It's not clear that my most favorite location will be possible, but cross your fingers so that it's possible for you, for us. Okay. And after 2 years, when Corona will be over, and my goal is that the artist will cut this Corona landmark in 144 pieces, and I will donate all artworks, all 144 pieces, to the heroes of Corona in Austria.
Oh, wow.
And all the hospitals taking care of intensive care of Corona patients.
Mm. Yeah.
And then afterwards, we will have a metal landscape. We will give and donate also to the society. Yeah, these are my my side of thankfulness.
Yes.
That nothing has happened at the Zero Project Conference.
Right, right. You know, that is something.
I'm sorry that I'm informing you before it's really finished, but next time you're in Austria, of course, you will see.
Can't wait.
The,
And you know that
the Corona landmark.
Yes. Yes. One thing that we missed, Martin, could you spell the name of that festival in Salzburg? What was the name of that?
It's called Salzburger Festspiele. It's called Salzburg Festivals. You know?
Salzburg Festival.
And this is one of the most famous European-wide, you know, and many Americans and Asian people knows this. This is world famous, you know. Where Mozart is taking place, and the conductor like Herbert von Karajan did 3 decades, very good job there. And my goal is to install this landmark here to implement the art of the last 100 years into this sculpture on one hand, but not to forget the young artists, and to integrate young art also in this sculpture so that it will be enriched and give back to all people who will see and go into this landmark to be refreshed and feel in a good mood.
Excellent. That's great. So I think there's Dr. Knopf is going to come back on, and we'll help Caitlin wrap this one up. But Martin, I am so thankful. It is something that deep down in my soul, I remember the first moment I met you at the Harkin Institute in Washington, D.C., and how coming to learn so much more about the Zero Project and the impact you're having on a global scale, and your passion and your ability to take your vision and put it into action to change humanity on a global scale is, I mean, it just gives me chills. I wish I could hug you. So, Amy, do you want to say something?
Thank you to all of you.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. And you may or may not know that the Ability event is coordinated and run by students in our program. And our goal is that they learn about all of the amazing things and innovations that are happening globally to support people with disabilities, to have inclusive practices and all of the 4 pillars that you have been working on every year. And so we're excited to continue to partner with you. And we're so excited that you were able to speak with us today. So thank you so much. And tell everyone in Vienna, we said hello, and we're looking forward to seeing you again in February.
Yeah, thank you so much. And many, many greetings from Michael, who could not join us, and the whole team. They all know that we are now together, and we all wish you health and good mood. And I would love to change the world so that we have a new renaissance.
You
and
are
a
changing the world, Martin.
good performance also for all the next generation. And
Yes,
you, the
definitely.
young guys, are so important to all of us, no matter if you have a disability or not. What's most important is your ability, and please involve in creating society, because you are very, you all, I'm sure you have different talents, and we need all talents.
Mm,
Don't waste talents.
right.
Thank
And
you
I
so
just
much.
I just want to say thank you. It's been an honor to interview you. And I just want to let everyone else know to join us tomorrow night at 7:30 for a discussion on the U.S. China Deaf Project with Dr. Knopf and Dr. Catherine Johnson. So thank you so much, Martin.
All the very best. Bye-bye.
Bye, Martin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.